Good morning. Yesterday, when I was reading to you, the kids decided that they were going to meet on Saturday and kind of research this mystery at Stagecoach Pass. And also, something sad happened as they were walking down the hallway. Some kids were laughing at them and calling them freaks. So that was rude. Chapter 16. The next morning, I wrote a new blog post. This is her blog post. She has it all typed up. I'm sure most people who see me feel sorry for me at first. I think their first thought is probably something about how terrible it must be to not have arms. Maybe they imagine me helplessly being carried around by my mom everywhere in a giant baby backpack, and my poor parents having to brush my teeth and feed me through a tube and change my diapers and whatever. What a lot of people don't realize, though, is that there are a lot of fantastic things about not having arms. Seriously, I can think of 20 right now. Number 1, no fist fighting. This is really a positive for other people because I would totally win in a fist fight. No, really, it would be a total smackdown. 2, no rough elbows. My mom has eczema, so I know what a curse rough elbows can be. Number 3, no need to clean my fingernails. You can add filing, polishing, and trimming to that as well. Number 4, no leaving fingerprints behind at a crime scene. Very helpful if I ever rob a bank. Number 5, no getting caught picking my nose. My shoes are usually in the way. Number 6, no arm wrestling. Number 7, no golf. Well, I suppose I could figure out a way to play golf, but I'm not gonna because golf is boring. Number 8, no cheesy high fives. By the way, Stella is back here licking her legs, so it sounds funny. That's what that is. No cheesy high fives. Number 9, no making that silly, okay, circle shape with my fingers. Number 10, fewer areas to put sunscreen on and fewer areas to sunburn. This is a good thing for me because I have super fair skin. Number 11, I don't have to worry about accidentally using my hands in soccer. I guess that gives me an advantage. Number 12, no fighting over the armrest at the movies. Really, no fighting over the armrest anywhere. Number 13, no armpits. How can there be pits when there are no arms? They're more like flats. Number 14, I'll get the royal treatment when I start driving in a few years. That's right, it's princess parking for this girl everywhere I go. And yes, I will be driving an actual car. Watch out, roads. Number 15, less money spent on jewelry, rings, bracelets, watches, etc. 16, no flabby flapjack arms when I get old. My great-grandma has those. Hopefully she's not reading this. Number 17, no push-ups. Number 18, I never get that floppy, numb arm thing at night from sleeping on my arms. My dad gets that just about every night. Number 19, no one's ever challenged me to a thumb war, which is good because I don't like war. Number 20, pranks that work. One day I'll pull a fantastic prank, like pretending my arms get torn off in an elevator door or something. I look forward to that. And that's the end of her post. I stared at the screen. Who exactly was I trying to convince? The person who'd called me a freak yesterday? Or was I trying to convince myself? I hit publish and browsed through some of my previous posts. I noticed that Emily had commented on a lot of them, mostly short remarks like LOL or miss you girl. Someone else had commented that I was in their art class at school, though they didn't say who they were. A couple of other people wrote that I made them laugh. That was nice. I was responding to one of Emily's comments when I heard a knock at the door. I let Connor in, and we played video games while we waited for Zion to show. When we heard another knock, I jumped up and opened the door. Zion stood there, looking all shy, as usual, with his mom. She had the biggest smile I had ever seen. "I just wanted to meet these new friends of Zion's," she said. She looked like she might explode from happiness. I guessed from her expression she didn't meet a lot of his friends. I remembered what Zion had said about his parents being huge geeks as I took in her Wolverine tank top and purple skirt. I thought she looked pretty cool. "Hi." I resisted the urge to stare at my own feet like Zion. "I'm Avon." I turned and looked at Connor. "That's Connor." Connor barked at us as he continued playing the game, totally ignoring us. "I'm Zion's mom," she said. She wore a sparkly purple headband in her curly black hair. I wanted one of those sparkly purple headbands and the matching purple skirt. She looked at me with eyes that were the same deep brown as Zion's. What game are you guys playing?" she asked. "Just Mario Kart," I said. She glanced from Connor to me and back again, and for one terrifying moment I thought she was going to ask if she could play with us. Instead, she looked down at Zion. "Well, have fun playing with your new friend, sweetie pie," she said, and kissed him on top of his head. Zion groaned a little. "You can go now, Mom," he said, but not really in a mean way. She turned that beaming smile back on me. "I'll be back in a few hours if that's okay." "Okay," I said. When I shut the door, Zion sighed and said, "I thought she would never leave," even though she'd only been standing there for about 1 minute. "Hey, where'd you get your mom? Excuse me, where'd your mom get her headband?" I asked Zion. He looked at me like I was crazy. "I don't know." We played a couple more races and then led the two guys to the storage shed. Connor rummaged through the junk while Zion and I tried to read some old documents we found stacked in a giant heap in one corner. Periodically, Connor would hold something up for us like an old boot or a handkerchief and say, "Check this out," like whatever he was holding was interesting, when in fact it was not. Connor also found an entire box of books about tarantulas. "Cool," I said, dipping my toes into the box and sifting through the books. "Maybe you guys can carry this up to the apartment for me." While I browsed through one of the tarantula books, Zion continued moving the stacks of documents and boxes until he uncovered a large wooden desk buried underneath all the stuff. Connor and I examined the desk with him. It had a row of drawers going down one side, but those were locked. "Where do you think the key is?" Zion asked me. I shrugged. "This desk is probably like 50 years old. It could be anywhere. You know how to pry it open?" Zion shook his head. "It's so dusty in here," he coughed, "and my mom's going to be back soon." I sighed. "Yeah, I guess we can give up for today." "Wait, look," Connor said. He reached under the desk and pulled out an old guitar. It was pretty beaten up from neglect and the strings were missing. On the back of it, in very small letters, someone had carved the initials A, B, C. "What do you think they stand for?" Connor asked. "The alphabet?" "No." I ran a toe over the carved letters. "Something, something, Kavanaugh." That's the end of chapter 16.